Deck my own halls, thank you very much. Hey, everybody, it's Monday night. Oh, look, there he is. We were just, speak of the devil and the devil shall come. We were just talking about you.
Thank you. All right.
How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Awesome. Well, as I said, it is Monday night. We are here for MCU Mondays. We're talking Marvel, and that's movies and comics and TV, everything Marvel. With me, as always, is my co-host Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
Still recovering from my food coma.
Aha!
It was a hard day at work today. I was just like, wow.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I get that. Also with us tonight, we've got two special guests with us tonight. We got Andrew down there, right below me. How are you tonight, Andrew?
Doing well. Yeah.
Awesome. And then, of course, as he was last week, we've got Alex. Alex, I'm sorry, Oz. We have Oz with us down there. How are you this evening, Oz?
Well, it's about 1:30 in Melbourne, Australia, so we're on land cruise speed here right now.
I gotcha.
What's Charlie Cox news?
With the Daredevil, I didn't see that one. I haven't watched it yet. That's what I was telling him before the show. My phone has been acting all kinds of crazy lately, so I haven't been able to do much of anything on it today. And then work, of course, as Debbie said, back to work today after a long weekend, and nobody likes that. But we are talking about Daredevil. We're talking about the next episode. Hi, Chewy. I forgot. I'm sorry. Also with us tonight is Chewy. Chewy, how are you? Kitty.
5-person panel. 4 people and a cat.
Well, no, it's a flirkin, but okay.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
I really want one.
I want one. I must have one. So we're going to talk Daredevil. We're talking Shadows in the Glass. We're going to continue talking about Daredevil. We're going slowly through the whole Defender saga that was on Netflix. We'll talk about this until December 22nd, right? That's the drop date for What If. Then once What If starts, we're going to break from Daredevil again. We'll go through What If. It'll be great. I'm not
live streams daily.
No, not
Lord.
Let's not go crazy now. I'm about to start that, but let's not jump on that one. Don't put any ideas into people's heads. So anyway, we're gonna get started. But before we do that, I think we need to run our theme song. So let's run that theme song. That gets easier every week. I mean, every week. I'm getting it down. It's becoming a thing for me now. I'm enjoying it.
You may need to give me some lessons. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I don't.
It's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. Well, we also got Andrew and Alex's name up there in the headline, so everybody's happy. Everybody's wonderful. Let's talk Daredevil. We are on is this episode 8 of season 1?
Yes.
Okay. And Debbie, you had said, I asked you earlier in the week, I was like, we're doing this one, right? And because I thought we were on the next one. And you said, no, it's Shadows in the Glass. And I think the reason I thought that was because I think we were supposed to do this one before we started Loki, and something happened. And we couldn't do this last episode because I was like, I've watched this episode before. I know I've watched this episode, and I know I watched it for the show. So
yeah, you had me doubting myself. I had to go on the YouTube channel. I was
I did
looking and
too.
looking.
I
I
I
was
was
like, I
doubting
don't
myself.
see it. But then when I went to go make the thumbnail, I had already had it made.
Oh,
So
hey, you were on top of things. That's all.
I was, and then I went ahead and made the one for Star Wars show. So
Cool. It's all good. This one was very
it was
what
great.
that it was a great episode. There was not a lot of Daredevil in this Daredevil episode, but there sure was a lot of D'Onofrio, and the world is a better place with a lot of Vincent D'Onofrio.
There is.
Oh,
It is.
love him. Everything he's in. I don't think I've seen anything that he's in that I really haven't enjoyed. So he's amazing. Every character that he plays, he puts such a lively spin on it. Oh man, I'm loving it. I love it. And his Kingpin is just. There was an argument made once about Thanos, and it was that and Disney's been doing a lot of this too, where it's like they take the villain. I forgot what they called it. It's like a relatable villain, or to where they take the villain and they make you feel sorry for the villain, so that it like they did Maleficent, and it was like, oh well, oh she's just misunderstood. They did Cruella. Oh, she's just misunderstood. Blah 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 blah. And Thanos, there was a lot of people saying, well, Thanos kind of had the right idea, and you could tell just in the way that he was thinking, the way that he was portrayed, that he really believed that what he was doing was the right thing. And D'Onofrio does the exact same thing with this, to where you're looking at it going, well, he really does want to help Hell's Kitchen. He might not be going about it the right way, but that his end game is the betterment of Hell's Kitchen. So it's almost like you're looking at it going, gosh, I kind of feel for him. And especially with his upbringing too. I mean, and we see a lot of his upbringing in this one. A lot of the stuff that the trauma and whatnot that he went through, just because, just
Yeah. And, we wait. Wilson Fisk wakes up and he's looking, he wakes up and he's a bit sort of, bit of a wake up. And then he looks over at the wall. He's looking over at the wall. It's not a very smooth wall. I don't know.
It's a painting.
Right at the start of the episode, and he wakes up, he's looking over at the wall. And I've never seen a wall that's, even in a bedroom or anything like that, but he's staring at that wall. I'm like, that's significant, because I've never seen a wall. Most walls are smooth, right?
It's a painting, though.
It's and the wall that he eventually ends up looking at as a kid, where this painting is based off of. There is a texture like that. They do textures like that, and it's I can't remember what it's called, but they do it because it's like it's different. It's different, and it costs a little bit more, but it's like, oh, it costs more, but it looks good because nobody else has anything like this, and it's completely different.
I was wondering if it looks like a painting, probably is, but is that did he see that in Vanessa's gallery, or has he brought the wall from his childhood into his adult home?
No, he bought it from Vanessa. That's how they met, was in an art gallery, and he bought that painting from her.
Yeah.
And poetry, it all makes sense. Complete circle. Everything is linking up at this point. Kitty. Now my cat's gonna drive me crazy, but she won't jump up on the table. But anyway, but yes, and again, Fisk too. I mean, just his morning routine. He goes through, and when he was going through and he was looking at his suits, all I could think was there used to be it was a McDonald's commercial a long time ago, and it was it was like a day in the life of Ronald McDonald, And he wakes up, he takes a shower, and then he goes and finds something to wear, and he opens up his closet, and everything's like all exactly the same, and he's sitting there, what to wear, and I'm looking at it going, it's the same thing. It's all like black suits with black shirts, and the only thing different, really, I mean, there's subtle differences, but is the cufflinks, and he's got a ton of cufflinks. Go away, kitty. Go away.
I'll have to bring my dog in one day.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. It's not even my cat. That's the thing. It just
lives there.
Yeah.
For some reason. Well, my brother told me it's because I'm the alpha male, and she's looking for a way to kill me so that she can take over.
Take over the world.
Yes, exactly.
Take over the world. Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe I'll bring in a chicken.
Chicken.
I got guinea pigs.
Yeah, I'll bring in a chicken. We actually just had baby chicken, so maybe I'll bring in a chicken.
Oh, there you go. There it went. I saw the butt.
Yeah. Chewy's butt.
But it's the music in this one was good. It was perfectly depressing as he gets up and he makes his omelet and gets dressed, chooses what he's going to wear for the day.
Wilson gives really good cooking lessons,
He really does. And you know what? It's
Mm-hmm.
I fancy myself a decent cook. I mean, if we cook something at the house, I'm usually the one that cooks it, unless my wife does it, and then it's usually in a crock pot. But I, for the life of me, cannot figure out omelets. I cannot. No, seriously. I mean, I've seen it done, and I can see it. I can't do it. It's just, and I'd love to because I love omelets. But
do they not look
My
right?
sister,
they either don't look right or they burn, or I mean, I don't know. Maybe I've got them cooking too. I don't know what it is, but I just the omelets elude me every time.
my
You
younger
gotta watch
sister's really
Wilson,
good
man.
at making them. Yeah, she's like really good at it. Sometimes I don't even know she's making them. I'll be in my room. She's like, Andrew, breakfast. I'm like, what? She's like, I made you an omelet. I'm like, oh, okay.
Nice.
You know,
Aw.
she's really good at it. So, yeah.
Well, and apparently Wilson is very good at it too. And
There's a lot of meat.
Should have a cook off.
It really shows a lot to his character too, because there's a lot of someone that powerful. You would think that he would have somebody that could cook for him, and really this kind of shows a side of him that he can take care of himself. If it came down to it, he could take care of himself.
But also, he doesn't trust people.
This is true.
He's got a really big cleaver action. He's got the knife looks very sharp. He's got a very good cleaver action. He's stirring of egg and ingredients. I think he might have put milk in there, a little bit of milk. That helps your omelet. Salt.
I put milk in my scrambled eggs, so maybe
It
I'm
makes
like
them fluffy.
maybe I'm there. Maybe I just need to work on it a little bit.
I think it's more like a filet, where it's wrapped over, because that's the one that he does. It's got ingredients inside because he's cutting them up earlier. So it's not just a flat omelet. It's a wrap omelet.
Yeah. So that would be again sausage, bacon. You get the whole. You put your whole breakfast in there. Cheese. I'm not a
Next
big one
week,
for.
David will present omelets to us.
Okay. Yeah. I tell you what. You know what? I'll try and make an omelet again, and I'll let you know next week how that turned out.
Can you do it on screen?
No.
Can you do it on screen too?
No. My kitchen's downstairs. I gotta.
Excuses.
My room is not allowed to go downstairs. All the geeky stuff has to stay upstairs in the geek room. So that's the rule, and we follow the rules. At least that's the rule she gave me. So Get away with a little bit in my bedroom, but not much. Anyway, we get the omelet. He makes the omelet. He gets a phone call, says, "Hey, what's her name's on her way?"
Vanessa.
No, not
Vanessa's on her
Vanessa.
way.
Wait, we've skipped a whole lot here, people.
We did?
Yeah, you're only on the omelet.
Oh.
We go to Office
Episode
first.
just started.
Foggy and Karen
Nah,
talk about
Foggy.
their
Nobody-
mission.
Nobody cares about Foggy. No, I'm kidding. I like Foggy. They
Foggy
talked
talks about his haircut,
huh?
whether he should go full mullet or cut it back.
No, keep it as it is.
Yeah, that's I like it as it is. But full mullet, well, he didn't really have a full mullet. I'm thinking of his days in the Mighty Ducks, but I don't think he went full hockey mullet there. So
Full Joe
No.
Dirt.
And you'd never see him go scarlet. Have you seen the scarlet?
I don't think
No?
so.
It's where they shave everything off except for the mullet at the back.
Oh, I have seen that.
Mm.
In fact, I used to know a guy that did that, and I asked him why he did that, and he said that's so that when the top grows in, it's still short, but the back is still growing too, and even though it's a little bit longer, it'll be a longer mullet. It'll look more like a mullet as it grows in, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it'll grow into a mullet, and then you just do it all over again, and it just
Yeah.
grows back into the mullet, and it's like, ugh, why would you do that?
I've got a guitarist friend, and he was in a band called the Angels back in the 80s, 90s. Sorry, this is totally off topic, but
No,
we're
you're
talking about
fine. We do
Scarlet.
this all the time. This is nothing different.
And his name's Bob Spencer, and he had like probably the best scarlet I've ever seen. It was like long braids with just a little bit at the back, and then he had metal bits, and it would fly around his head. It's absolutely flying around his head. Big long ponytail halfway down his back. That was his scarlet, and it would be just total when he was playing, because he played rhythm and lead interchange in the Angels, and you could see it. There was lights and stage lights, and in video clips. I don't know why, and he always wore wraparound sunglasses, like wraps, just in case it caught him in the eye.
Of course. Yeah, makes perfect sense. I wear
where I
wraparound
live, I'll
sunglasses
see,
for the same reasons.
Yeah, where I live, I'll see 6, 7, 8-year-olds. I'll be in Walmart, just walking around. They'll have mullets, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Well,
You
are
do you.
you in Tech? Where are you, Andrew?
Central Texas,
Okay, yeah.
about hour outside of Austin, give or take. So
North or south of Austin?
good question. I don't.
Are you closer? Are you close to west?
No, you know where Marble Falls is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm just outside of that.
Okay.
About 30 minutes. So
Okay.
yeah. My dad works in Austin though, so yeah. I can't. I
sorry.
guess it's north or south. I don't know.
I'm not a fan of Austin.
You think I would know, but I don't.
Anyway, all right. Let's see what happens next. They go to they're trying to hide from Matt the fact that they're searching for this. They're trying to break down the organization. Basically, there's Lisa's on. Is this?
Oh, there you go.
Northwest.
Mom, that's
of
my
Austin.
mom.
Oh, there's mom. Hi, mom.
Hi,
Yeah, that's
Mom.
mom.
Hi, Mom.
I told her to pop in and say hi, and she was like, "I'll try."
My mom-
Technology,
My
trying
mom
to figure out.
did-
I'm like, "Mom, chat pops up right there."
Yeah, okay. My mom did that to me once too.
Hi, Mrs. Haley.
Yeah, she'll know that directional stuff. So
It's northwest of Austin. There you go.
yeah,
Well, that's
Hi,
okay.
Mrs. Haley from northwest of Austin.
You're a little closer to Dallas, so it's
yeah.
not bad, I guess.
I went to Dallas once.
Hey, that's my neck of the woods. It's about
Really?
20, it's about 25 miles that way.
Right. I went there on my honeymoon.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. I went through America. We went to California, San Francisco, Los Angeles. Got a lot of really funny stories. I got pulled up by state police whilst I was riding a bike and I didn't have any license. I didn't want to talk to them because they'd hear my accent. I nearly spent the night in a jail.
Oh, in Texas?
No, in California.
Oh, yeah, those people are crazy anyways.
But then we had to get to Raleigh, Durham, because our friends were there, and so we had to go from Cali. We had to go to Dallas, go to Texas, and we were in the airport for about an hour and a half. And one of the funniest things that was there was we were on the airplane, and this lady had a cat cage, and you don't see that here. Like, you know, you don't bring your pets or anything on the plane, right? And as we were taking off, the cat would go, and the plane was taking off, and it was like,
yeah. People in America are weird. We have to have our emotional support animals, which an animal
this
to me
was
does not.
1998.
It
that
doesn't.
was before emotional support animals, you know.
This doesn't. Animals don't provide emotional support. They just cause stress in my life. But you know, whatever. Whatever. You see, she's leaving me alone now. She's sitting like a lump on the back of the floor. She's like, okay, fine. When you get done, I'm right here. Anyway.
So where did we get to with Matt and Foggy and Karen?
I don't know. Matt scolds them for doing what they're doing. Foggy saved Karen in the last episode. Mm-hmm. And they're all trying to figure out. Then they get is this where they get the phone call and they have to go to the morgue? Or is that the next episode?
It's not this episode.
Oh, no, I got ahead of myself then. I'm sorry. That's next week. That's next week. I was watching the next episode and I'm sorry.
See, people, this is why I'm here to keep him in order.
Thank you, Debbie. Yeah. Thank you. Did you just call me Cam?
No, I said him.
Oh. I thought you said keep Cam in order. I'm like, what?
No, to keep him in order.
Thank you, and we appreciate that.
Now, after that little scolding, then we go to Wesley and Fisk talking to the leader of the Nouveau.
Yeah, and it's all in Japanese, which was really cool. I enjoyed that. I enjoy reading the screen sometime. I enjoy watching the subtitles. Maybe I'm crazy, but not all the time. I think it just adds. All the time. I think it just adds to the realism of the scene. You know, you know that this lady is an old Japanese lady, and you know she's probably going to speak Japanese to Fisk, and she's been doing it. And if they get in there and it's like, okay, well, they're both speaking Japanese, and then all of a sudden they're both speaking English because we want you to be able to understand what you're just supposed to pretend like they're still talking Japanese. You can just understand it at this point. But when you have to read the subtitles because, hey, they really are, that to me, that adds an air of realism to the scene. And and that's, I mean, that's just me. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Fisk is really, 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 he's hiding as well. He's trying to keep a few things hidden. He's trying to keep hidden that he went to Japan, that he knows Japanese.
Yeah.
He's trying to hide that he's bilingual, at least.
At least bilingual, bare minimum.
Yeah.
But there are subtle things that give it away too, because when he pours her the tea and she says, she compliments you on your choice of tea, and he goes, oh yeah, well, I picked some up the last time I was in your country, and it was like, wait a minute, he's been over there? Yeah, maybe he is
Yeah.
bilingual. Yeah. So I mean, there's little things here and there to where it kind of gives him away, but and I think it even shocked what's his name when he started speaking Japanese at her, because he'd been translating for him for this whole time, and it was like, it was almost like, hey, you jerk! I've been translating for you, and you speak the language anyways. What have you needed me
he's
for?
hiding. There's a lot of multiple lives in Wilson Fisk. He's been in the comics since 1967, so there's a whole lot of stuff there.
Yeah. But basically, she tells him that his house is out of order. He needs to fix it, or they're gonna bail on him. There was also the scene with and maybe this scene happened with oh god, I can't. The only thing I can think is the guy from the Shawshank Redemption, where they're fitting him for the suit.
Leland Owsley.
Yes. He's from the Shawshank Redemption. He was the warden in the Shawshank Redemption. That's the only. Every time I hear him talk, I'm like, oh, he is the warden.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
And the tailor
Blew his head off.
Mr. Potter.
Now the tailor, okay, there's something special about that tailor, right? As far as now, Debbie, I would have expected you to do your homework on this, and I think I did my homework on this as well, but that was like way before Loki, so I've slept since then. So, what's the significance of the tailor, the Mr. Potter?
Of Max?
Huh?
Is his name Max?
No, it's Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter, right?
Yeah,
Potter.
Mr. Potter.
Well, I mean,
Potter.
other than the fact that Voldemort's looking for him.
No, he creates special suits that are I don't remember. I don't think they're bulletproof. Maybe they are, but they protect against like knives and stuff like that. It might be bulletproof. I'm not quite sure, but he was naming off some stuff like glycerin and I don't know. There's 5 or 6 other things that he rattled off because Leland was like, doing this, and he was like, "What's on this?"
I'm in a 42 long.
Yes.
But I mean, even I don't know. Leland to me has always been kind of like I want to be on the team, but it bothers me that nothing seems to be building just right. He's almost like the I'm here, guys, but
well, he's in it for his own self-interest.
If there's a chance for me to jump ship, I'm jumping ship, kind of thing.
And if there's an opportunity for him to make money, then he's going to go for it. So he's a snake.
If I get a better deal somewhere else, I'm going to take it. So just be aware of that. I will double cross you at some point. So just so you know.
Leland seems to like to enjoy pointing out that there's problems going on. There's problems happening. Well,
yeah, and I mean, he even brings up the man in the man in the mask, if you will. So, the devil of Hell's Kitchen. And then we move into the basically the kind of the backstory of Kingpin.
Flashback to his childhood.
The flashback to his childhood, which was
I was not prepared for.
Oh, it was
yeah,
brutal.
We find out what makes him tick. And we got a glimpse of that the first time he was going through his morning routine, the first time he looks in the mirror.
I think that morning routine, that initial one that we saw, and that would have been pre-credits. I think that was I think that was the routine that he was going through after the flashback. It was just like a flash forward on the routine. because he picked
Like
the
a
same.
tease.
Yeah, like a tease because he
Yeah.
picked the same pair of cufflinks and everything. So, I mean,
Yeah, they show the routine. I don't know, at least 2 or 3
2
other
or 3
times.
times.
Yeah.
I
But
think
yeah,
this time around he's bloody faced. Like he's got blood on his face.
yeah, he sees his younger self.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
good too because you looked at it and you were like, oh my gosh, what happened? And then, of course, we find out exactly what happened.
Mm.
Dad has high his dad has high aspirations. Once you
Thinks
get on
he's going to be a councilman.
once you get on the city council, that's when everything starts rolling in. It's like, all right. You also find out that Dad has been doing some is being financed by what we can only assume is a
Loan shark.
well, not a loan shark, but like a mob connections.
Loan shark. It's all the same. But yet he can't, you see the mom going through all the bills that are past due, and he's out here with.
Which I'm looking at it as far as the whole mob connection thing. I'm looking at it going, well, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, we're gonna help you get elected, and then once you're in the office, then you can scratch our backs, kind of thing.
Yeah, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
But he never makes the office, so that's the problem. He was backed by the mob, but not backed enough. They said, we'll give you the money to run, but you got to do it yourself. We're not going to force people to vote for you.
You can't buy votes.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. But anyway, we find out that his dad apparently lost the election. But his signs are still up because Wilson comes home. He's been beat up, black eye. Dad goes and beats up a kid, which just, I mean,
well, he looked more like a teenager.
He looked more like a teenager, but regardless, you've got a grown man beating up a teenager.
He had a teenager,
a minor, yeah,
beating up a kid, yeah, because he was a lot bigger than Wilson was.
But he was probably closer in age to Wilson than he was to Wilson's dad. What was Wilson's dad's name?
Bill.
Was it Bill? That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It's karma. That's the way I look at it.
And then he beat the crap out of him, and then he made Wilson beat
kick
the crap
him,
out
kick
of
him harder.
Kick him again. Yeah.
And of course, that comes back to bite him in the butt later on, because
quite literally.
Yeah. And just the way.
Yeah.
So we find out where the wall comes from, because he parks him in front of the wall, says, you need to sit here and think about what kind of man you want to be. And then Dad starts beating the crap out of Mom. And he stands
goes for the belt and starts hitting her.
Yeah.
Hitting him with the belt. Yeah.
My parents never used the belt. That was too weak. They had a board, but whatever.
My parents used a wooden spoon, and then it snapped on my leg.
Now my brother got a wooden spoon once, and it snapped on his butt. So they said, "Okay, we got." I
don't remember if I ever got the belt. I know I got the hand, but I don't think I ever got it.
Yeah. My dad was a big guy. He was an ex-boxer, and he had these humongous mitts for a hand. And yeah. Although I only got it once or twice. The brothers got it more than I did because,
You're the girl.
I was an angel.
Wait a minute. It's a double standard. It's a double standard.
No, I
You don't hit girls, but we can beat the crap out of boys.
Dad had mellowed out by the time I came along, because I was a boo-boo. I was 10 years after my youngest brother, or my brother that was.
Oh, you were
Also-
not only a girl, you were the baby.
Yes.
Oh ho ho. Oh ho. Yeah, that's why. I'm just gonna say that's why. The baby
Oh, well.
you had two trump cards right there. Girl, baby. You
Oh,
didn't have to worry about
Sometimes
him.
that did not work in my favor. So
You could have got away with murder.
no,
would've been
I got
fine.
grounded a lot. Like I said, I got spanked a couple times. That was enough because that hurt. I got back when they were allowed to paddle in school. I got that once because that hurt. It was a big old paddle with holes in it.
Yeah, so it leaves welts.
Yes, I got that
I-
once, and
I
That
got
was
paddled.
enough.
I got paddled once in school too, and then that never happened again because if you get paddled in school, you get to go home and tell your mom that you got paddled in school, and guess what? You're going to get paddled again for getting paddled in school.
yeah, then you get to go out back and pick out a switch.
No, mom had a. I'm telling you, mom bought a French bread cutting board, so it was like long and like a baseball. It had a handle on it, the whole bit, and she hung that on the wall and said, "Okay, this is not to be used for cutting anything. This is to be used for when we need to discipline." All right.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah. Yeah.
my dad, I won't go into it much, but my dad had this thing where if you're in trouble and you needed a bit of squaring off, he'd just say run. And I was the youngest, and my dad would say run, and it didn't matter what I did, I couldn't outrun him. You know, like I'd be like, okay, front door, bang, good out of the front yard, good, down the street, and there he was, right there, right behind me.
Wow.
You know,
What I learned,
I'd be running and worried, and all it was just being chased. You know, so he just, you know, he didn't with me. It was very different to how he treated my older siblings that were 10 and 12 years older than me. With me, it was just run, you know. So I just run. It was like wailing down the street. Could not be fast enough.
That would,
Yeah.
man, that's intimidating just by itself. Run.
Yeah, 'cause
just run.
Like belting kids, you know, I think he was over it, you know, by the time I came along. But he still wanted a bit of edge. And so I was just like run. Couldn't be fast enough. And he was he was 35 when I was born. And so when I was a teenager, he was, you know, in his late 40s, couldn't outrun him.
Huh.
Impossible. Impossible. You know, I'd be like bolting down the street, you know, teenage energy, and he's just like, nah, he's right there.
I learned when I was younger, the more I ran, if I knew I was going to get spanked, it would just make my parents angrier and I'd get hit harder. So I was like, just accept your fate.
Just,
No.
just take it like a man. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Dad was doing this to Mom, and he was doing it with a belt, and he was going crazy with it. Wilson stands up, decides on becoming the man that he wants to be, and he stands up with a hammer in his hand. And Dad doesn't believe that he's. In fact, I think Dad even called him a name at that point. I think he called him Fatty, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said, "What are you going to do with that, fatty?"
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
And then he turned around, and then he did. And the look on his face, too, when he cracked him that first time, and again, kudos to the acting in this, because just the look on his face was like, one, oh my God, he did it. But two, I'm slowly losing function of all of my body parts, because where he hit him in the back of the head, that's like a big deal. And if you hit somebody just right in the back of the head like that, that's brain damage.
Yeah, over here, they call it a king hit.
Yeah.
You hit somebody there, and they're going to fall down. You hit them hard. in the back of the head. That's a king hit, and they're down.
Yeah.
Down for the
And
count. They're not going to get up.
and then he hit him again. And then he kept hitting him. And he keep kicking him. Keep kicking him. I mean, he was screaming it at him.
Mhm.
And we see this with Fisk too. And this is in more in later, not later versions, but as Fisk's progresses, we see this a lot. I think we saw it a lot in Hawkeye too, to where he'll go nuts on somebody, and it's almost like he can't stop. He gets that enraged, and he releases whatever he's wanting to release, and he doesn't stop. And then when the person he did it with the Russians. That's what it was.
Yeah,
the
a couple
Russians
episodes ago.
Oh
Yeah.
God, it was awful. And
Great.
Keep on slamming the door. Bang, bang, bang.
and it's almost
yeah.
like he does it until he looks at it and goes, "Oh, I might have taken this a step too far." And then he kind of calms down and he's like, "I told you, leave me alone," or whatever.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that again. And it's like, he doesn't have a head. He's not going to do it again. I promise you. So,
And then
Anyway,
his
But
mom
isn't
is
that
like,
great? Because in Daredevil, Vincent doesn't really seem like he seems pretty self-reliant. I don't know if I picked up or not in the previous episodes whether he has powers or if he's just doing it off his own size and weight.
I think in the
His size.
it's-
In the series, it's just his size.
but I think in the comic books he does have some kind of power in the comic books, right?
Yeah. But that's
So-
not really and in Hawkeye, he's very, very, very much a lot more powerful. When he's
now I gotta go
doing
watch-
feet down there.
I would say now I got to go watch Hawkeye again, but it's a Christmas movie, so I can go watch it, and that's fine. I'm just getting in the holiday spirits. That's all.
Yes. We can watch Rainbow.
That, and I can say, well, I'm just getting ready for Echo. That's all. Echo's coming out next year. I'm
Yep.
just getting ready. I gotta watch Hawkeye to watch Echo. So, which again, Wilson Fisk gonna be in that one. Vincent D'Onofrio coming back. I'm all kinds of excited about it.
yeah.
I
I'm
was pretty
excited for
interested
sure.
when Wilson was telling Vanessa, because the mother said, Wilson's mum said, get the plastic bags. And then she's disrobing Bill. And she says, get the saw. She's going to cut him up. She's going to do the Wolf Creek.
Well, and honestly too, I mean, he told Vanessa, he said something along the lines of, we every week we went and tossed another body part into the river or something like that. And I'm like,
Another bag every
another
night
bag.
for a week.
Yeah. And I was looking at it, I was thinking about this, and I was like, though, if he owed money to the mob, even if they did find body parts floating up, because he said that everybody figured that since he was in debt to the mob that he had left town or whatever to lay low, and that was that. Nobody said anything about it. But I was thinking, even if they did find body parts and he was in with the mob, they're going to look at that and go, okay, well, it was a mob hit. You can't really do anything with that either. So it's no surprise that he's showing up in pieces in the river, kind of thing.
Well, the only thing they're really going to get on him to discover his identity is his head and his teeth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it. You find head and teeth, and they know who it is. But if they
Even
find
with
arms and legs, torso, that's all a bit anonymous, unless you got tattoos.
Well, tattoos and fingerprints. You could do fingerprints.
Yeah.
And I mean, in today's day and age, you can pull DNA off of that stuff too. So even then, we find an arm in the thing. Okay, we're going to take fingerprints. We're going to get some DNA off of it. We know who it is. Now the we know who it is. We probably know why he's there. We just need to wait for the rest of them to show up, kind of thing. So, and he may never. The rest of him may never show up. So,
You got to eat
I
my
just,
fish.
yeah, fish food. But Vanessa, he was telling all of this to Vanessa because he was upset because he got told to clean his house, and he was just mad. And what is his little butler's name?
Wesley?
Wesley. Yes, Wesley. His valet. That's a good word. Yeah, his valet. So Wesley brings Vanessa in, and it was almost like, you need some stress relief. Here's a girl. Here's a woman. Go relieve some stress. What does that say? But again, it was one of those things too, to where the other lady had told him. She said, "Oh, I knew where you lived. This is one of your closest guarded secrets, is where you live, where you are." And then here is Wesley bringing Vanessa in, saying it's almost like Alfred bringing what's her name into the Batcave kind of thing. So it's like, oh, hey, I told you I don't want to be disturbed right now. Oh, it's you. Yes, you can disturb me all you want to.
Yeah, but what about the interrogation between Wesley and Fisk and the cop in the hospital and the guy's buddy, the buddy cop?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Detective Blake wakes up, and then they pressure his partner and childhood friend, Detective Hoffman,
Yeah.
into taking care of him.
Because he's
Yeah,
the
how
only
much-
one who can get to him. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He said something. Wesley or Fisk asked him. He said, "Do we have anybody? Do we have any of our people that are on the detail of watching him?" Basically, and he was like, "And no, we got some but they can't get past the doors." Okay, well, we gotta call the buddy in, and basically they told the buddy, "Well, it's him or you, and we're gonna get him anyway. So even if we get you, it's not a."
And
it's not a big
Wilson
loss.
says, Fisk says to the guy, how much, because they've been friends for 30 plus years, and Fisk says to him, how much are those years worth?
In a round number.
In a round number.
I'm thinking retirement on a small island somewhere.
Yeah.
But
maybe 100,000 a year.
Yeah, maybe. So he
You'd
sneaks
end up
into
with over.
he sneaks into the hospital room. They let him in. He sneaks in the syringe in a meatball sub. Now, this is where I find this interesting, because I'll get to this. I've seen enough cop shows to know that not all cops are morons, whatever. But this guy comes in, he pulls the syringe out of a plastic bag, out of the meatball sub, injects him with it. Then Daredevil shows up, beats the crap out of him, says, "Hey, look, you're dying. You need to tell me everything you can about the man who is in charge of things." Basically, the who's running. Who you need to tell me all you know about Fisk. Basically, is what it boils down to. And then they blame Daredevil for injecting him. But I'm looking at it going, why are these cops not looking at the cop who was beat up and on the ground? Because in his pocket, you're probably going to find a little Ziploc bag covered in meatball sauce that was on that meatball sandwich that had that injector in it. And that would put some kind of suspicion on him. Are these cops just morons? Or am I the only one that thinks of this stuff?
Well, I mean,
or do we just have? Is this one of those things we got to do it so the show can go on?
Well, no, it's just that for the most part, I think he's probably been a pretty good cop, and so they believe him. They're not going to check him. I mean, he said, "Well, I was attacked by, uh, the man in the mask," which he was. But yeah, so just skirt the truth a little bit and just say that, yeah, he attacked me. I was, Blake was awake and talking, and I tried to give him his sandwich, and that's why the sandwich is all over the place, and yeah, so
I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all.
or maybe these cops in Hell's Kitchen just aren't the smartest people in the world.
Maybe they're not paid enough.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
right. They're not paid enough.
How big is Hell's Kitchen?
Unless they work for Wilson.
Hell's Kitchen? I think is pretty. I mean, it's part of New York City, so I would think that it's pretty big.
Would it be a borough?
I don't get me lying to you. I don't know. I've been to New York City one time in my life, and I
Wow.
was only there for a couple hours. So,
Debbie, have you been to New York?
No, and I have no interest. Thank you very much.
Debbie's a hermit, and New York is a very crowded place.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't
I
even
don't
like
been
going
New
to
York?
work.
I don't think Debbie would fare very well in New York.
I don't even fare well where I'm at, so I don't leave home unless I have to.
How about you, Andrew? Have you been to New York?
I have not. My parents have.
Okay.
I think there was a time I was in the womb, but this is really
Oh,
count,
so you've been
so-
in utero then?
Yeah, I've been to Vegas in the womb.
In
Been
utero.
to our utero, yeah. My mom actually found out she was pregnant with me after she got back from Vegas. With my dad.
Oh.
With my dad. Let me
No.
clarify.
I got that. I'm just thinking, were you conceived in Vegas? Was it one of those Vegas trips where we don't talk about what happened in Vegas?
I've asked for
We
that
don't talk
before,
about
and
that in New
that
York.
hasn't been confirmed, so
I
Yeah.
neither confirm nor deny any of it.
yeah. Not gonna be allowed on the show again if I
Mrs. Haley, we're sorry. We just I'm apologize. We just took a wrong turn. That's okay. My youngest Samuel has
That's
been to
right.
Disney World in utero. So other than that, he's never been, and he was watching videos and he's like, I want to go there, Daddy. And I'm like, oh no, we gotta take him. Darn. Anyway. Vanessa shows up. He's talking to Vanessa. Daredevil Matt meets up with the reporter.
Ben
Ben,
Urich.
Yes. They have a lovely conversation in the rain.
it was so romantic.
All we needed was candlelight in the moonlight, but basically and what's so funny is that Matt's a lawyer, and so you would think that he would know some of this stuff to where he can't just go printing things and saying things without reliable sources to back him up. I mean, as a lawyer, I would say, okay, he said, she said. Hey, mom's getting in. Not conceived
that's
in
right.
Vegas.
I can
well,
remember.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for clearing that up, Mrs. Haley. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mrs. Haley.
But again, he tells him, it's a whole lot of he said, she said, and I can't do anything about it. And basically, Daredevil's just like, I want to bring him out. I want to expose him and say, hey, look, here he is. Here's what's happening, kind of thing. And then Fisk does it himself. And I don't know if he did this. He's been so keen about hiding, but I wonder if he took something into consider. Sometimes some people say sometimes the best place to hide is in plain sight.
Mhm.
And if this is
And
one of those things to where he's like, huh?
I have a feeling that Vanessa probably came up with this idea.
Little pillow talk there.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, we also had there was also an interaction with Fisk and Matt in the art gallery. Was that in this one too, or was that the next one at the art gallery? That's the next episode. I'm getting ahead of myself again. Dang it, Debbie. You're not watching. That's the next episode. Sorry. Next week. Next week we'll go to the art gallery. Promise. I'm telling you, I watched. I was like, I watching. I was like, oh, I gotta go to bed. All right, let's turn it off. So now I'm running episodes together.
Yeah, it was interesting because at the end of this episode, you hear Ben basically narrating his own article.
Yeah,
And
you hear Fisk narrating Ben's article just as he's written it. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much. He said he talks about coming out of the shadows and stuff like that, and then Ben's like, "Well, there goes that."
And
He's already outed himself in a way that makes him look good in the spotlight.
and I think the same kind of thing happened in the Daredevil movie. If I remember correctly, you had Ben writing up the article about at the very end of the movie. It wasn't Ben like we know him. It was another Ben, and he was writing about Ben Affleck's Daredevil, and there is a blind Daredevil that blah blah blah, and he's writing out all of this article, and he's reading it, narrating it as he writes it, and then he decides, I'm not going to say all of that, and he deletes it all. And it's the same kind of thing that Ben does, where he just sits there and he says, well, this article is kind of pointless now, so just delete everything. So
Yeah, Ben Urich is at least in the comics, he just seems to show up at the right time in a lot of different places. He's well connected with all the characters. He's connected with the Avengers. He's connected with the X-Men. He's all over the place. Another really long-term character too.
yeah. Well, and we've seen him and the night nurse and
Claire.
and then the tailor again, of course,
Mm.
have all kind of been kind of these background characters, but characters that have been intertwined with the comics history for just years and years and years. So
Decades.
Is there going to be a Ben and Born Again? I assume there would be, because it's kind of like a soft reboot, right? So,
I would think so, because
yeah.
You can't. I know it's a few years since the show's come out, but he died. Ben dies.
Yeah, I just didn't know if like a different version.
Since we're doing a soft reboot,
Yeah.
I mean, it's. Oh, I wish that honestly, I would like for them to do a soft reboot, but still maintain the story that's already happened, and say this is still canon. We're just kind of now we're moving in a different direction, kind of thing.
So you think he only had a dirt nap?
Huh?
You think he only has a dirt nap?
They bring characters back all the time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. How many?
He faked his death.
Yeah. How
It's
many
a conspiracy.
Oh, you know what's going to happen is that in the first episode, Loki and Morbius will show up and say, "Okay, there we've pruned that timeline. Now this one is back where it needs to be, and everybody's back alive the way that they need to be." And multiverse. That's how we fix things. The multiverse. Bring everybody back to life.
All the 6 stones.
Yeah, we need the stones.
Yeah.
Anyway, did we miss anything on this one, Debbie?
Um,
Other than the fact that I've got ahead of myself and I've teased next week.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, we didn't go in order, but I
No,
think
we were all over the place.
yes, you were. I think because I have like 5 pages of notes.
Good
I
Lord.
think
Well, what happened
yeah,
was that when we were going to do this episode before Loki, she took a bunch of notes, and then she watched it probably again this last week, getting ready for it, and she took even more notes. So she said, "Oh, look, more notes."
well, I put down quotes, and in case they come up, or you say,
Notes
"What
from
did he
different
say?
timelines.
What did he say in this moment?" And then I'm like, "Oh, wait, let me look at my notes."
Hey,
I'm anal that way. I take notes for everything. So
I can just see Debbie sitting on her couch, wrapped up in a blanket with a notebook and a pen, going, "Okay, I'm watching."
I pause when it gets too far ahead of me.
And you're like, "Wait a
I
minute,
want to
what did
write
he say?"
something down.
Okay, I gotta
Pause.
pause it so I can write that whole thing down.
What I'll do is I'll watch it first just for the enjoyment of it, and then I'll go back and watch it again and take notes this time.
And study it.
Well, I'm a bit different because I the first time I saw this episode, which was a while back now, like release, I stopped. On this episode, I stopped. I've gone, I didn't want to watch it anymore. And then about 2 years ago, I watched the whole thing because I wanted to watch the Defenders saga. So Punisher, JJ, Iron Man,
Iron
Fist,
Fist.
Iron Fist, everybody.
The
Iron
Defenders.
Fist.
Oh,
Oh,
Luke
yeah.
Cage.
Luke
Luke Cage is
Cage.
in there.
Luke Cage. I wanted to watch all that. And so this episode, I sat there going, it's really full on. Little boy, he's, I don't know how old's Wilson when he does the deed.
10? 13,
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks to be about 9 or 10.
or 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have said higher. I would have gone higher than 9. I would have said somewhere between
Yeah.
10 and 12.
Because
I've got a
basically,
cousin
if
who's
the kid does
10.
that,
I better warn my uncle.
if the kid does that, that'd be like institution, psychiatric institution, or you wouldn't be letting a kid like that out. If the death of his father and his method with the hammer was worked out by the police, if he didn't make it into the river, say, Bill, then and he was found out, then he'd be locked away.
For a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably
Forever.
life.
yeah. You hope,
Oh, actually, no. He'd probably get off on a technicality because it wasn't premeditated. It was in the heat of the moment. Mom was being attacked, and Mom would testify that she's being attacked. He was protecting. He might even be exonerated completely because he was protecting his mom.
Like self-defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
self-defense.
Again, this is one of those we got to look at we're looking at the villain, and now we kind of feel bad for him because of what happened to him, kind of thing. And maybe he is kind of doing the right thing. So the sympathetic villain, yes.
Well, they put dead animals down, don't they? Sick animals down. So
Yeah.
no problem putting down his dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what his dad's sick, and belting his mum. There's no problem with, because they deal with the problem. They put him in the river.
Yeah. In pieces. Every day
Yeah.
for a week.
Just go for a walk, Mum.
Why do you guys always go for a walk with that big old trash bag? Don't you worry about it.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway.
man.
Debbie, do we have any shameless plugs this week?
Tuesdays we have the Sith Dominion. Thursdays we're back for The Mandalorian season 2, chapter 13, The Jedi. Ahsoka.
For your anniversary, or the anniversary was today of it.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
really?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Has it been that long?
Friday, we
3
usually
years.
have a hobby hut.
Friday. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't know if you had anything up or you're waiting till December to do your advent calendar doohickey.
I'm waiting to December. December 1st is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Ho
Oh,
ho. Maybe we won't do a hobby hut this week.
So, and then Saturday's Geek Gauntlet, and then we also have other podcasts that you can listen to: War of the Stars, Captain's Logs and Lightsabers.
Yes, got
I
it
always
right.
I always get tongue tied on that one. And then Cam and Focus always he's got his Hitman. Right now he's got 2, but he's got a third one that's supposed to be coming out. But his second one is doing very well. It's now over 2,000 views.
And I still
So,
haven't watched it.
but all his videos are really good. They're usually like 60 seconds or shorter.
They're funny. They're hilarious.
And he has Artemis Fowl. He goes on a rant on that one.
The Artemis.
Well
Fowl,
deserved.
the Artemis Fowl one is my absolute favorite one.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff you guys can watch and listen to. And I forgot to put our links up, but I will put that up tomorrow.
Oh, and Geek Gauntlets on Saturday night. Don't forget that one.
Did I not say that?
I thought she said it. Yeah. I heard
maybe
it.
she did.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
There's Geek Gauntlet on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Just in case. Andrew, do you have anything? Shameless plug?
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the show I'm on right now, so every Monday I'll be here. If you want to follow me on social media, you just type in Andrew Haley 2319. You'll find me. So
2319.
Yeah, 2319 from Monsters Inc. But it's, that the sock scene, the monster comes out and they like shave off all his hair. Because they see the sock and they go 2319.
I got
they tackle him. And so yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm tracking now. It must be bedtime. Hey, go put the dogs outside real quick. I'll let them back in when I go downstairs. Anyway, Oz, you got anything? Shameless plug?
This is the GNN Marvel and MCU extravaganza. Little Facebook page, which has got, I think it's got 32 likes and 50 something followers or something.
I'm one of those.
You know,
I think
that's
I'm
going okay.
I'm enjoying it. I like it. Yeah.
I need to get you some clips. I've been playing a lot of Lego Marvel superheroes with my youngest, and I think we've got some clips we can upload to you, but I got to figure out how to get them from my PlayStation to my computer so I can. Anyway, all that. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Clips, reels would be fantastic.
And if you want to do reels for him, hey, drop him a line. Go to the Geek News Now, Marvel, MCU and Marvel It's MCU Marvel Extravaganza. Is that what it is? Or
it's Marvel and MCU. I think it's MCU and Marvel.
Okay, I didn't remember.
There's also the DC one.
The DC one. Yeah. We have a DC one too, just in case.
Yep.
We know people don't like everything. Also, go to geeknewsnow.net. There's a lot of articles there, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good content going out right there. Check us out on all the socials. On Friday, December the 1st, I will be starting the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar. That'll be a live feed. So, and it'll be right here on either YouTube or Twitter or Facebook Live, however you're watching right now. It'll be just that way, but you've got to go and hit that like and subscribe button, and you've got to hit the alert buttons because this one's going to be completely random. I am not doing a set time every day to do this. I'm just going to, when I get a minute, I'm going to sit down and do it. So if it's at 9:00 at night, my time, or if it's at 7 o'clock in the morning because I'm up before the kids are. So you got to hit the like and subscribe so you know when I go live. You can come watch live. And if you don't want to watch live, that's fine. You can watch it later on in the day. But all that being said, anything else, Debbie? No, we're good.
Nope.
All right. That's it for us tonight. Y'all all have a great week. We will see you all next week right here on MCU Mondays.